So, an update here on Drake's recent record, What Did I Miss, and radio play. This has been a topic of conversation. And the update comes from US Radio Updater. And it says that Drake's What Did I Miss enters the top 20 on today's US rhythmic radio rolling chart. So, what that means is there are multiple different type of radio stations, right? You got your, rock stations, Hot 40, rhythmic radio. So, in these type of stations on this list, right, on this chart, I'm sorry, the record is in the top 20. So that means the record is doing well. You're getting more radio impressions, and that's good. That's good. But often I tell you guys, correlation does not equal causation. So if you're trying to figure out the cause of this, I'm going to tell you what I believe that is rather than any other theory that people may have, which is what I've been saying before, and that it is time. Okay, so let's get into this. Now, the topic of discussion is usually people are saying first week when a song comes out, for tracking on Billboard Hot 100, we'll see streams doing pretty well. But an artist like Drake, and mostly rappers, you'll see that the radio play may not, be doing as well or in comparison to the streams, right? So it takes time to work radio records. One of the things that does help, and radio programmers will talk about this, is getting a record early. Like sometimes, the labels might do things to get the record early, but you may not know why they don't have the record earlier, right? Maybe the artist wants to release it a certain way. In Drake's case, he did a stream with Iceman, so I don't think they could afford a leak there, right? So there's that. Sometimes the record does get to the radio on time, but they need to test it with focus groups, figure out which station it works with, right? There are 15,000 stations, like I said, different type of stations. So obviously, What Did I Miss is not going to go on rock, most likely, right? But it may, you may test it out. But the point is, July 5th, now we're July 16th. So in 11 days, you're seeing the record is now picking up. So again, causation is time. The label's working the record, sending it to radio, putting a little pressure on radio. I'm not saying payola isn't a thing, but I'm not going to talk about anything illegal here because we're trying to stop payola. So let's just say this is being done right? So you get this. I'm just going to assume the record was submitted on time, and about 10 days sounds about right. But now let me just kind of clarify a few more things, right? If you're wondering what the rhythmic sort of radio charts look like, these are the songs. So it's not necessarily what are the best songs in America. It's, what is getting the most spins on radio in this category, right? Leon Thomas, Mutt. It's all about demographics, where the radio stations are located. So much more goes into this. And shout out to Hits Daily Double. I just want to show you guys a bit of example of other, type of sort of radio charts. The top 40, you really want to get on there no matter what genre you're in. Urban, AC, active rock, right? So the idea is that this is some good news for you as a Drake fan in terms of his radio performance, meaning that one category getting up there. You're going to want to watch this grow, as it gets more spins and, advertisers and the stations can see the works. That's good. The thing that will dictate if this is going to get enough radio play to really show up on the charts is past doing well here. Can it perform well, in the other type of radio stations? Now, you as a Drake fan, what does this mean? You're most likely, if you're on TikTok, you're not the target audience for radio. I'm just being honest, right? You're streaming. And that's why he and if you're a rap fan plus Drake fan, that's probably why he does really well with streams, right? I think before, though, the rule change, which you guys are very right about, it affected mostly hip hop, but as the biggest guy in hip hop, he feels the heat, which is hip hop performs well with streams, right? A younger audience, accessible audience. This is how we consume the music. So in 2021, post rule change, Girls Want Girls can still go number one because it's getting 63 million streams. Who gives a damn what the radio play is, right? But I've always contended, my theory is there's a little bit of Drake resistance. So 63 million streams versus 20 something. Not only Drake resistance, feature that's on it, and also timing. There's so much that goes into that. So the point is, right now as a Drake fan, what you can do, not only keep streaming the record, buying it, whatever. I know they're predicting the drop, but you can, as the radio play goes up, I don't know if y'all are interested in this very old school way, calling up your radio stations. Some radios don't accept calls anymore. They have online requests you can do. Put pressure, because that's what old people do. That's what moms in cars driving, they try to find ways to get what they want. This just reminds me a lot of politics and voting, right? So try to see what you can impact on radio that you want to hear the records and internet radio, things like that. You know what I mean? So that's the best you can do for Drake as a Drake fan, to see this record perform well. And also, when more Drake records come out, you kind of know what the playing field is right now. And it's closer to a regulation issue and rules issue versus, just using words like suppression and things like that. This is kind of where we are. So update, yeah, guys, record is starting to permeate into the radio airwaves.